What's up, Nikki Surreal? So, today I want to talk about our education system. It's a joke, it's a war zone. Um, America itself has a problem with a large population of people. I'm not going to blame guns for this. I feel like we do need to have the right to have guns. Um, I don't want to argue the type of guns either because I know there are people that have valid reasons for the guns that they have and they want and they collect. I don't care about that. My issue is full accountability on the humans because we've got a lot of humans out here right now that instead of getting out of their emotions and using their logical brains in high intent situations, we have a lot of shootings occurring. We have people who think because they're being cheated on, that means everybody should die. Because you lost your job, everybody's got to die. Because somebody was being mean to you, everybody's got to die. Because you failed that test, everybody got to die. No one wants to take personal accountability for the things that they go through in life. No one wants to take the initiative to heal from the things that have happened to them in life. Instead, it's just shoot them up, rack them up. It doesn't matter what color you are, doesn't matter what background you have in the economic side of things, doesn't matter your education level. Everybody's weak. Everybody is acting out of their emotions. I've never seen anything like it. It's depressing. It's just depressing. A lot of people want to be confrontational but can't fight, so they shoot. How about don't be confrontational until you learn how to fight? Learning to fight is more empowering than pulling the trigger. Pulling a trigger means one of two things. Either you're going to have to be killed or go to prison. You're not getting your freedom after you pull that trigger. Why do it? It's such a permanent solution to a temporary and very trivial problem. I don't respect it. I don't respect it. So, no, I don't feel like we have a gun problem. I feel like we have a people problem. And then I don't know what beef in the world any person could possibly think they have that they would feel validated to shoot up an elementary school, but you people are sick and deserve to rot under the jail. I don't care what your beef is. Leave the babies out of it, okay? And now we want to speak on the babies. Let's speak on the teachers real quick. You know, teachers are grossly underpaid. They've always been underpaid for the things that they do for their community. And they do a lot for their community, considering that they are the ones that are mostly responsible for helping teach your children how to function, how to read, how to write, how to do analytical thinking, how to do logical thinking. They do their best to lead and coach them in the right direction the best way they can, but they're not solely responsible for raising your kids. A lot of you parents are not even involved in the raising of your own kids. You think because you put a roof over your head, you put food in their belly, the shit you're supposed to do, you think that's enough, and it's not. A lot of you parents are not teaching your children what consequences are. A lot of you parents are not making sure that you teach your children how to follow rules when they're young, so that way when they go to school, they're able to follow the rules without any problems. No, you're sending your kids to school and they're disruptive. When your child is maladaptive in behavior and disrespectful to the teacher, disrespectful to the other students, when your child refuses to follow the rules and the teacher has to stop class ample amount of times to get your kid on track, you're now affecting an entire class of kids. They're not learning while your kid is being directed. That's offensive. And it's highly fucking selfish. And it's super problematic. I urge all of you watching this video, go Google how the American student is doing in reading and writing. I dare you go look it up. It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. There's a whole lot of students that can't read beyond the third grade level. And they're not in the third grade. They're in high school. These are your students. These are your kids. But you'll want to blame the teacher, I suppose. This is ridiculous. So now we have teachers. Bless their hearts. I feel bad for all teachers I gave a hard time to. I'm sorry, y'all. I came from a fucked up childhood and I didn't know how to act. I apologize. I turned out okay, though. But teachers today, I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine what they have to deal with. Not only are they dealing with children that are maladaptive in behavior, that don't follow the rules, not completing their homework assignments, talking back as if they pay bills. But then I bet when they go to call the parents, be like, hey, parent, I need your help. La, 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 Billy's acting up. You parents are no help. You parents blame the teacher. You villainize the teacher for trying to hold your child accountable. It's like I'm in a country full of narcissists or something. Get your shit together. If Billy was told, don't get up out of your seat until the bell, and Billy's up running laps around his desk, Billy gonna catch a consequence, okay? Just because you run your household to where your child gets to live in grown roles in your house, your child must learn that those roles are going to change when they step outside that threshold of your house. When they go to school, they're not an adult. When they go to school, they aren't in charge of shit. That's what you need to be instilling in your kids. Do what you're expected to do. But you're not doing that. Instead, you want to villainize these teachers for having a human reaction. You expect these teachers to be G.I. Jane and G.I. Joe to help teach your kids how to dodge bullets while they learn their ABCs. And now I've seen a video where we got a young lady throwing hands at a substitute teacher. And I don't know how accurate the story is because I just couldn't keep digging through all the trash of the comments of this video, but assuming she had a cell phone she wasn't supposed to have. This young lady didn't respect the rule. She didn't respect the consequence. She didn't respect personal space. And she literally threw the first blow. Now, I know a lot of people love to say what they would and wouldn't do because they have the luxury of being behind their keyboards and not anywhere near the actual situation. But let me help you out with this. We human beings, every single one of us, every one of us are pre-programmed with something called flight or flight response, okay? So either you're going to fight back or you're going to cower in a corner to protect yourself. There's no middle. And when someone is swinging at you, I don't know how many fights you've been in, but I've been in plenty. When somebody's swinging at you, you're not stopping and thinking anything. If you're like me, you go in warrior mode and it's all hands on deck. Okay. The substitute teacher, I do not fault. Had that been me, I'd been in the same situation. Same situation. My ass probably would have been out too. I ain't even gonna lie. I like to wear thongs too. But guaranteed, taking an ass whooping from your offspring, that's never gonna be on my books. There's no job, no pay amount out there where I'm gonna allow a child to come at me like they're grown and not catch a grown consequence. Fuck around and find out. That's what generation I'm in, and looks to me that's what that child received. With some fuck around and find out. Parents, it's your job to teach your children not to be violent. It's your job to teach your children that it is not cool to put their hands on adults. If you don't teach your children these things, the world will teach them for you. And Karen and Jed, before you come on this post with all that crazy energy you have, this is not a race relative thing. This is across the board. This is literally in every school in America, and it's every race of kid. I feel like if you're a parent and you have a child that you know has maladaptive behaviors and they will not get their shit together, they need to be pulled out of this public school system and you need to start homeschooling them kids. It is not fair that your kid that you're not getting under control is affecting the other children who are there to learn. It's not fair. And if you need any parenting tips on how to get them under control, I can make a whole separate video on that. I've been a mother for 27 years and I have never, ever had to talk to my kids' teachers nor principals about poor behavior. I've never had my children give me poor behavior. You know why? Because they were taught to be respectful. They were given a voice and they knew how to project their voices without it causing disruption. Teach your children how to communicate, and I have a strong feeling they don't know how to communicate because you don't know how to communicate. So let this be a big wake-up call to all you parents that are not active in your kids' schools. You don't volunteer for anything. You don't run in and check up on them. And you're constantly making excuses for their bad behavior when it's reported to you. Let this be a wake-up call to you. It's time to actually wake up, step it up, and figure out how to be a parent. All of us are overwhelmed. All of us are stressed out. And a lot of us are doing it by ourselves too. And we're still managing to do it. You just got to prioritize. Kids first.